Hey guys, this is Rise, and I'm here with Cholera, bringing you, excuse me, set 5 of Height Sparkyz versus KTF Magicians, and I have no idea why they're called Height, but I guess it was a new buyout, new sponsor, or whatever you want to call it, and I guess that's the new name. So we got Leta facing off against ForGG. This should actually be a pretty good match. I mean, ForGG can be a ridiculously good player at times, although I actually don't know how he's been doing lately in the Pro League. However, Leta, of course, is always a terror to face against, and so I definitely have some pretty high expectations on this game, especially because of the map they're playing on, and that is Heartbreak Ridge. So I think this is going to be a very interesting TVT. I'm actually thinking there might be a lot of vulture play on this map because of the way that the map flows, but I'm just not entirely sure. The ridges could play into that a little bit, and you know, with the multiple ways of getting to a base, there may be some sort of mass vulture play, or maybe we'll see dropships. I don't know. Anyway, it looks like we got Leta, the blue Terran, starting off in the 9 o'clock position, and ForGG would be the other player in purple, the purple Terran, and the 3 o'clock position, I guess, considering it's a 2-player map. So, Cholera, I don't know if you got anything to add about this map or not, but do you think we'll see some vultures, or you think this is going to lean more to dropship tank play?
I'm actually going to vote with vultures here also, Rise. I think starting off with dropships is just a little too dangerous on a flat open map like this. Not a flat one, rather, but one with many pads, a wide open map. And I think dropships will come and play later, though, because there's a lot of places where you can definitely cliff your opponent, and one of them is very prominently behind your natural expansion. There's a ramp that leads up to just this little space that's just perfect for tanks to siege the crap out of your natural. Of course, it'll be pretty darn hard to get there. It is an obvious location, so most likely we're going to see defensive tanks and turrets up there at some point in the game, but we'll see. Interesting enough, Flash not being thrown up here for the 5th game. You know, Flash has had a mixed record against Leta. You know, Leta beat him in the last, I believe it was the MSL. Leta beat him in a, I think it was a best of 3 or a best of 5, I'm not sure, but you know, certainly they've got their history together, so I guess they want to send in ForGG this time, and certainly not a bad choice. ForGG, like you said, a solid player. Recently he has been doing all right, I would say. He hasn't been doing, you know, great in the single leagues, but in the pro leagues he was certainly you know, kicking some butt. His best matchup is actually against Zerg, not against Terran. Zerg is actually ridiculous. I'm looking at 70% win rate against Zerg. I can't believe that. Only about 54% against Terran, but we'll see. It looks like both players right now sending out scouting SCVs, or actually this is just ForGG, checking for proxies. That's the ramp I was telling you about, and looks like we're going to see factory openings from both players.
Yeah, but you know, you got to remember, I mean, ForGG may be good against Zerg, but Leta is good against everything, and his TVT is like 70% or just under 70%. And you know, I mean, no matter who they send in, I mean, Leta's got a good chance to beat him, whether it be Flash, ForGG, or anyone else for that matter. Although, interestingly, I mean, Leta is the worst against Protoss, much like Firebat Hero. I got to throw that name out there, of course, when a player is not good against Protoss. Although his versus Protoss is still over 50%, which isn't bad by any means. It's just not as good as his other 2 records up in the high 60s. So it looks like both players scouting at the same time, and they're going to see exactly what's going on in the other player's base, at least for a little while they wait for the Marines to try to chase out those SCVs. But of course, SCVs with 1,000,000 hit points take forever to kill. But it looks like ForGG's is actually almost dead, and so he's going to head back for now. And it looks like, almost taking out that building SCV, delaying the factory for at least a moment there, as that SCV is in the red, and so a little bit of a delay. And look at that, Leta's factory is way further along than ForGG's. I don't know if that'll play too much, but it definitely shows that he is already a little bit ahead in this match. I mean, again, that's not going to really mean too much, but it certainly is showing that his build is on and his timings are on. And wow, look at that. So we got a quick command center going down for ForGG, and I wonder if that's going to spell death if Leta decides to pump out a lot of vultures way early. But he's actually got a machine shop going down as well, so he's going to be looking to throw up some sort of upgrade. So this may be an interesting match after all. That won't just be mass vultures. Hey, Cholera, are you there? I can't hear you at all. Oh, Cholera drops. That's right. Cholera has dropped. So I guess I'll keep talking. He'll probably be back here in a minute. He's we're on vent, so he'll just be back in a few. So looks like we're seeing just a couple of the the coaches. Cholera, you back? You made it?
I am back. I am
All
back. I'm
right.
sorry about that. I have no idea what happened.
problem.
Ventrilo booted out of me. But I had the video running, so we're still in sync. It looks like we've got second factor going up for 4GG. Meanwhile, expansion's going down for both players. Looks like Leta's is slightly later than 4GG's, and they've gone for slightly different pattern units here. 4GG's gone for more vultures. Maybe he's going to think about getting some upgrades for them, though, because he's going to need them. Plain vultures are not that good against a couple of tanks if the 4GG, if Leta had them. Whereas Leta's gone for one tank and a couple of marines. But really, neither player is going to be able to inflict much damage on the other one right now, at least. And looks like a second tank coming out for Leta. Both players right now playing rather in the dark, and it seems that we're going to see the floating barracks passing, and that's going to be the first information they have about the other one's build.
Yeah, and I mean that barracks is not going to find anything out, but that tank is as the vultures come and start attacking. And here we see the interesting part of Heartbreak Ridge, and that is that little ridge allows Fog of War to cover up those vultures as they run away, or any unit for that matter, as soon as they get over that hump, because it's a little bit of high ground before they get to the other side. So especially speed vultures, they'll be able to get away, take less hits potentially than other units. But I don't know if that's going to play into this game early on anyway. That seems more like a late game. But you can see already players that they kind of take advantage of those ledges a little bit, and they pause on them. They use the high ground whenever possible, and rather than just moving in, if they got to regroup their thoughts because they're doing some macro back at their other base, they can keep pausing back and forth. And look at that, brilliant by Leta to throw a scouting SCV over there and just see what's going on at the top as he goes along to the right, but it looks like he's going to force his way in. 3 tanks and 3 marines. The marines are getting taken out very quickly, though, by the vultures. Another vulture coming for backup, and spider mines are now out for Leta as well, so Leta is going to be able to do a lot of damage here. I don't think those upgrades have completed for 4GG.
Wow.
He's only got his machine shop recently, and now there are mines inside the base, and if he doesn't get if he doesn't get some units over here, those 3 tanks are going to do a lot of damage. Mine dragon to a marine and a vulture, and it looks like Leta going to back off a little bit here. Use the mines to his advantage, of course. He's got a couple more vultures. He's going to see if he can pick off any more of these SCVs, but he doesn't seem to have siege, so he's not going to be able to push too much further in because there are a couple of tanks there. But vultures, again, coming down, trying to lay mines, but they are getting a little stuck with the AI or something, and one mine is going to go down, but that's not going to do any damage because the SCVs, of course, float across them. And it looks like Leta is actually going to get pushed back, almost losing that other tank in the deep red, and it looks like 4GG is going to be able to hold this off at the very least.
Wow, I am surprised at how far Leta managed to get in there, considering both of them opened up with one-fact builds. And, I guess the difference was that 4GG didn't have those tanks. Leta did! Oh, 4GG walks into a mine! I think he was a little too hasty, and this has opened up his base to 3 vultures. And if we saw what Flash's vultures did last time, maybe Leta's going to get some revenge for Harangi or whatever. And right now we've gotten another siege tank hit. This time not dead. Oh, look at that. Flash is like, WTF for GG. How the hell did you let them in, man, you noob? And wow. Oh, no. What the hell? He's losing SCVs. This is not good. I think there's 3 SCVs. Maybe a 4th one's going to go down here, but certainly Leta has taken a lead in this game, although it does seem like for now 4GG has managed to secure his front. I do think he's significantly behind in terms of economy, and Leta seems like he's pumping out of 4 factories. I think there's only 2 for 4GG at most, from what I remember. Actually, no, he's just getting his he's getting up to 5. Yeah, that's right. He only had 2. So yeah, right now both players look like they're going to back off. But I gotta say, I was surprised at how far Leta got inside of 4GG's base.
Yeah, that was ridiculous, man. With only a few vultures, he was able to do a lot of damage, and I mean, those mines were devastating. He also took out, heavy units there. He lost a tank and maybe a Goliath, and a lot of damage was done to some other units. So that may also play into Leta's hands. And there's the first dropship of the day.
Oh, wow.
As we see him trying to group up, it looks like he may be grouping up those vultures to go in for a little bit of a drop. At the same time, he's also building another command center to start getting up his second expansion at the bottom left. And there we see the vultures jumping in the dropship. He's got mines on the ridges, which is also brilliant for scouting, and not to mention that is very hard to defend against unless he scans those ridges ahead of time. His units will get hit by those mines, definitely. And now he's back inside ForGG's base, once again taking out SCVs. There are vultures that try to fight this off. They're not going to set off the mines, of course, but a couple of SCVs are going to go down. Drop not too effective, but some damage done, and now it looks like Leta is just going to start getting his contain going on over here. Using these ridges, he's already way ahead in the contain game. He's got mines all up. Looks like a Wraith out as well for spotting purposes, most likely. So this is going to be very difficult for ForGG to come out of, who's mostly in using vultures at this point to maybe see if he can do some damage back to Leta, having suffered so much himself.
Yeah, the thing about ForGG is, and I'm sorry for ForGG fans, but I think he's more of a player who has a setup in mind, and if he doesn't get what he wants in the setup, he's not the best improviser. And right now we see him surrounding a tank with vultures. I think he's going to barely kill the tanks with just pure vulture shots, although it's not very cost-effective. Tanks are very hard to kill with vultures. Oh, but he might get in here with a couple of his vultures. Nice block by Leta, but it doesn't buy him enough time. ForGG is actually going to get in, fights his way in with his group of vultures, but no, he doesn't get any farther. There is just too many units coming out, and that's going to be it for his harassment. He does not get any SCV kills at all. It looks like he won't even get that mine off on the tank. ForGG is the kind of player who can prepare a build, like I'm saying. He beat Flash and Jaedong a while ago to win his one and only Star League title through, I think, preparing several very good builds. But, against, a wily player like Leta, a young player who thinks on his feet, I think ForGG is not set up properly right now, and I don't think he's the kind of player who can come back from deficits, as well as a couple of others that I would say, can, like Stork, for example. I would say he's not like that, so I think he's in big trouble, basically.
Oh my God, he just had such a golden opportunity. Sorry about that. He can totally go around Leta's bottom side of his base, but he's not. Instead, he's going to engage in the middle here. He doesn't have the high ground. Yeah, he saw the command center, though, so he's got to know that Leta has gotten out of there, but I guess he hasn't put 2 and 2 together yet, and instead he's trying to fight in the middle, which I don't think is going to work very well. Like you said, man, ForGG is not the most adaptive player, and the thing is, Leta really is one of the most adaptive players that I've seen in a long time. He's done so much in terms of getting... whenever I watch his matches and he's behind, he a lot of times he can pull it out. He can figure out what he's got to do to the opponent and win it. And we saw him a lot of times do this. And now look at this. It looks like he is actually going to go after Leta's bottom left. But I think Leta's going to be prepared. And Leta has dropships. And Leta just scouted that. So Leta should be perfectly fine to handle this. He's got 2 dropships out here. He's got tanks close enough to do some damage to passerby units. And this is going to be pretty difficult for ForGG to really push upon, although with the high ground he may be able to, but again, there are the dropships, and Leta is completely able to set up way ahead of time and throw some mines down, so this is just going to be very difficult for GG to push on at this point.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like ForGG is able to make any leeway here, any progress here in the bottom left, and he has not put up a third at all, I don't think. I don't think he's even started up a third, so he is going to be very behind this game. ForGG is way behind, and I gotta say, his chances are growing dimmer and dimmer. He doesn't have any tech either. If he had dropships, maybe some kind of tactical drop could be the answer to his problems, but right now, it doesn't look like he has any advantage at all that I can see. And right now, he's trying to force his way through brute force again into the front. We see +1 attack for Leta, no upgrades yet for ForGG. That's another strike against him, basically. And it seems like, we're going to see Command Center. Oh, but it gets killed. The SCB gets killed immediately by Leta, and Leta just so clever.
Wow.
I mean, with his little drops. Yeah, I mean, oh, what, look at this! He's gotten 2 vultures behind in the natural expansion for no reason. For no reason at all, they're up there. What's the reason they're up there? I have no idea. But they're just up there, and they're not even attacking. They're just chilling. He's like, hey, I got your ridge. I got your nose. And, and right now, there's not much ForGG can do to get his nose back. He is just continuing to try to force his way down the left side there, but it just... Oh man, that high ground is just not going to be good for him. He doesn't have anything to scout with either. I'm sorry, to give vision for either, and then finally get some vision by scanning. So right now, he doesn't have anything to stop that one Wraith either. It's just, it's not working that well. He's going to try again with vultures. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to lay mines down, but those mines are going to be very ineffective against units that are a half-mile away from them. And so Leta is perfectly capable of scanning them before, and taking them out before any damage is done. But look at this. ForGG really is on the front door of Leta. But again, even that single Wraith is going to do a lot in terms of scouting. And no, 2 Wraiths coming out for ForGG at this point, which nice. Could be bad, though, because if he takes out all those dropships of Leta, Leta could be in a lot of trouble, actually. He's going to lose that mobility factor. And he's going to get 1 down for sure. Oh, Goliaths are out. 4 Goliaths.
Oh.
And one of the Wraiths goes down. I don't know if both did. I don't know if he had Cloak or not. I didn't actually see if both had gone down. But it looks like Scan is out at the very least. At least I heard it go off. And again, man, ForGG is forcing the issue here. Oh, nice mine, though. A lot of damage going down there. Looks like we have some Goliath tank bombs. Oh, with another mine drag. Epic. We are seeing the most epic mine drags in this series that I've seen in a while, and one vulture taking out that command center. It's going to take forever, but it looks like it's going to get cleaned up in the last seconds by ForGG. But ForGG taking some heavy losses there, and really, he doesn't have any army to speak of, and he's rallying everything right to Leta's base, sending him in basically piecemeal, and this just is not working out for him.
Yeah, I mean, he's really walking into the valley of death here. There's tanks above and below, and it seems that, all right, we're going to see another expansion trying to be set up for ForGG. I'm sorry, for Leta, but ForGG is there on time. Oh, Leta might lose one of those dropships. He loses one of them, but there's more Wraiths coming, and it picks off all the dropships, however, at relatively high cost. That was 4 Wraiths total this game for you know, just a couple of dropships. Not really worth it, I'm not sure, unless they had a lot of units, which I'm not sure if they did. But hold the thought, though. It seems that ForGG is managing to make some headway, but still not close enough to either get into the main or get into that lower left corner. And he needs to do one of the two, otherwise he is just so far behind. He needs to basically take out entirely one of the bottom left base right now to even up the game just to start. And it seems that he might actually do that. Oh no! Oh wow! I thought for a second that mine was going to be effective. It's not effective, but it does seem like with the last remaining couple of forces, Wraith gets shot down. But it seems like the tanks will manage to get there. Finally, ForGG manages to pick up the upper right, but it seems that Leta might be going for a counterattack here at Leta's at ForGG's upper right, and finally ForGG has actually broken in somehow. So right now we're going to be seeing Leta, though, is attacking at the upper right. ForGG right now getting attacked by a bunch of SCVs, actually losing quite a lot. No more. There was one vulture there that's going to kill off all those SCVs. So it does seem like ForGG, against my expectations, is evening up this game right now.
I gotta agree, man. I didn't think he was going to be able to come nearly as far as he already has come back into this game, but he's doing a great job pushing Leta back onto his heels. But Leta, look at this. Leta has +2 upgrades, whereas ForGG got +1. That's going to make a little bit of a difference with those tanks going to be doing just a lot more damage, basically. But we'll have to see if that really plays out. And look at this. ForGG attacking on multiple fronts, going to take out the top left expansion as well. Leta is all over the place. ForGG's also got that ledge as a static defense that Leta has not been able to break since he's had it. And nice tank spread over there, looking to deal with any sort of tank or Goliath drops or whatever we may see here. A couple of Goliaths trying to take out both tanks, but I don't know if that's going to actually work. No, he is going to be able to clean this up, no problem. But that expansion hasn't been running yet, and really, he's already lost the bottom left pretty much in its entirety. I don't know if he's got anything mining there. Oh no, he is still heavily mining there, actually. Wow, so he's going to take out a tank with just an SCV over there as well. But, you know, it's got to be mentioned that Leta had that expansion running for quite a while. He's got a lot of minerals stockpiled, if not, well, most likely spent, but invested in units. I wonder if that's going to play any role, although 4GG's expansion is definitely fully up and running at this point. And now he's got 4 dropships of his own. And look at this. 4GG is putting the pressure on Leta. And, I think that 4GG may have a slight bit of a lead here.
I gotta say, 4GG wins. I'm gonna be damn impressed by this guy, the timing attack master, as they call him. And I'm gonna have to take back the fact that I don't think he's particularly that good with, with impromptu decision making. Maybe he has gotten better at it. Anyway, we are going to see a big drop here. This drop could change the game. It could actually, let 4G take a big advantage, and he might just be able to do it. I'm amazed at his macro this game, and also how Leta has been somehow behind in units the entire game. I mean, I thought he'd be way ahead, given that he's been at 3 base much longer than 4GG, but it seems that 4GG is holding his own quite well. 4GG now is going to go rush in. No, he's not going to rush in. Looks like he feels like he doesn't have that many units. Oh man, what has Leta done? He's made a fire bat inside of the expansion with his freaking barracks that had landed, but it looks like he's going to go for this cute little drop among the SCVs. SCVs crowding in there and managing to stop managing to stop it entirely. It doesn't seem, though, that it's going to stop it entirely anymore, though. There's 3 tanks and 2 Goliaths there. That's a large force. However, 4GG actually coming back in the nick of time before any SCVs get killed off, and he might even get the dropships. No, he doesn't get the dropships, but Leta continuing to pressure in the center here. He's got a good number of troops. I'm amazed at the fact that he's been ahead with upgrades the entire game, and yet is not ahead yet, in terms of the game. But it looks like Leta is ahead in terms of bases, certainly. 4GG mining off of 1 base now because he's just finished mining his natural, and Leta, of course, still has the upper left and the bottom left. And right now, he's walking into the natural expansion of 4GG. Is 4GG going to be able to defend by dropping on this? I don't know. Oh, he's going for the main.
Wow, this is like an elimination race right here. A big drop going on. A lot of tags, but those tags aren't sieged. They're taking a lot of hits. He's losing all his tags. Those tags are all going down. 4GG is nothing getting GG's. No way. Oh my God, that was ridiculous. For real, that was like that. It just ended, and Leta taking it, winning it for Height Sparkyz, improving his TVT record even more. And wow, great series, man. What do you think of that one?
Damn, I thought Leta was going to lose at the end, and I would have been damn impressed. But Leta right now that I can check his record, he is 69.7% TVT. That is right. He is ridiculous. I think that is the highest TVT stats out there. That's higher than Flash. So yeah, he is right now, based on limited statistics, of course, but he is statistically still the best TVT player out there. So this kid is really ridiculous. Yeah, Flash right now is at 68%. So, it's a slight difference, but God, what a great series there. I thought 4GG was going to, come back. That would have been insane. I mean, that would have seriously been insane, but unfortunately for him, it didn't happen. Although I gotta say, I'm amazed at how far he managed to take the game, considering he got harassed in the beginning. He was stuck at 2 bases when Leta had 3 bases for 5 to 8 minutes longer, and he was losing so many units. Yeah.
Well, he definitely did put in a really good effort to get back in that, but it just wasn't enough, and so 4GG GG's. And it looks like Leta is going to win it for his team once again. Hope you guys enjoyed that set. So unless you got any last closing words, Cholera, I'm going to end this and we can go on to something else.
All right. GG, guys.
All right. See you guys in the next commentary. Peace.